Morning guys, I'm at a small private woodland today and my prime objective is to photograph jays, and they're a fantastic woodland bird. Now they're quite a common bird. I think we've got about 170,000 pairs breeding in the UK, but you don't often see them or you don't often get great views of jays, and it's one of those species that have sort of eluded me up to now, and I haven't got any decent shots of jays up to now. Often you'll see sort of like a creamy, pinky, brown flash going through the trees with a little piece of blue on it, and that's normally a jay. So they skulk around in the forest or in the woodland most of the time. And as I say, I haven't got any decent shots, but I'm at this woodland and we've got a hide up and lots of feeding stations, and there's different areas with different types of food. But jays love acorns. They absolutely love acorns. It's one of their primary sort of food sources. So we've got lots of acorns out, and they'll also eat seeds, berries such as blackberries in the autumn, rowan berries, and in the spring they'll take fledgling birds. So they've got quite a wide varied diet, have jays. But acorns are one of their favourites. So we've got loads of acorns and they're all out amongst the feeding stations. So hopefully that will attract some jays in and I'll get some decent shots. I should get some other woodland birds as well, such as Great Spotted Woodpeckers, blue tits, great tits and all that sort of stuff. But the icing on the cake will be the jays. And as I say, they're great birds to photograph, but quite tricky sometimes. Now, one of the things I didn't know, but my friend told me this morning actually, is jays like to eat good acorns, and they can tell the difference between a good acorn and a bad acorn. And so what we don't want to do is put out a load of bad acorns and have them to keep replenishing the feeding stations and maybe disturbing the jays from coming in. And the way to test whether you've got a good acorn or a bad acorn is to put them in a bucket of water, and the bad ones float to the top. The good ones stay under the water. So that way you can, get rid of the bad ones and just put out the good ones. So I think that's a good tip, something I didn't know. You learn something new every day, don't you? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. At the moment I've got soft light, but the forecast is for the light levels to go up and for the the sun to come out. So that will mean I can drop my ISO number and get less grainy images. So that's all looking good as well. I'm going to spend the whole day here and see what turns up. Yeah, so I will speak to you soon guys, but very much looking forward to this, and let's hope I get some jay pictures. Hi guys, yeah, I've just had a Great Spotted Woodpecker out on one of the feeding stations. Fantastic birds. Now I've got the camera on single shutter release, because not for the Great Spotted Woodpeckers so much, but for the jays, because they're really nervous birds and they react to sound quite a lot. And if I have the continuous release on and the shutter's going bang 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 bang, it can definitely scare them off and they might not come back. The Great Spotted Woodpecker, much more confident, so I could have it on continuous shutter release and it wouldn't mind, and I can speak to the camera now because they don't get disturbed as much, or not here anyway. But I'm going to leave it on single shutter release, because when the jays come I don't want to accidentally hit a continuous shutter burst and scare it off. But yeah, Great Spotted Woodpecker, great start. They're fantastic woodland birds. A really bright patch of red on the top of their head. They're black and white plumage. They're a woodland specialist, but because they're quite confident, you will get them in on garden feeders as well. So it's one of those birds I think quite a lot of people have seen, but nonetheless they're fantastic to photograph. So Great Spotted Woodpecker already in the bag. Definitely want to get the jays though, and any other woodland birds that turn up. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon. When the jays come, I'm not going to be able to talk to camera, because there's no way I'm going to risk scaring them away. I can get away with it with the other woodland birds, but not with the jays. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon folks. Hi guys, yeah, I've got the jays. I've got probably well, they've been in about a dozen times, in for the acorns. I've got some really nice stills. I haven't got any video footage, and I don't think I will, because they literally are in down there for maybe 2 or 3 seconds maximum, and then they're out again with the acorn. It's fantastic though. They're such great colours. The light's still really poor at the moment, to be honest, so I'm really hoping that the light levels are going to go up. So I'm shooting at ISO 1600 at f4 on my 600mm lens. So you know, I'm trying to gather in as much light as I can through the lens by having the widest aperture, but I'm still having to shoot at ISO 1600, which is not terrible. But on my D500 there will be a little bit of noise there, you know, but that's what it is. It's better to have a sharp picture with no subject movement and have a little bit of noise. So we don't want any blurred pictures because we've got subject movement, because the shutter speed is too slow. It's better to have a faster shutter speed to freeze any motion, because they are quick, these jays. They're in and out like no one's business. So better to have that and a little bit of digital noise than blur through subject movement, because the shutter speed is too slow. So I'm going to have a little break now, and a cup of tea, and I normally, if anyone watches my channel on a regular basis, you know I normally have 90% cocoa chocolate with my tea, but I'm trying a Grace bar today. Someone gave me one of these on a workshop I was running, and they're absolutely lovely. This one is it's an oat bar, and it's a blueberry and lemon, and apparently it's a superfood, so it's all good. Now this is not a paid promotion or anything. I actually generally just like these Grace bars, so I'm gonna have a Grace bar and a cup of tea now. And there's no jays around at the moment, so I think it's safe to make a bit of noise. And once I have my Grace bar, I'm going to put some more acorns out, because they've taken all the acorns now, so that's why I know that there's probably not going to be any jays coming in, so I can have my tea break and then restock the acorns, you know, on that feeding station over there, and hopefully get some more jays. I might give it half an hour, 3/4 of an hour actually before I restock it again, because I really do want to try and get some decent light, and I don't want to sort of either fill up the jays so that, you know, they don't come back because they're full up with acorns, or run out of acorns. Now the other thing is as well, I don't think they would stop coming back in again, because jays are really clever birds. So they're part of the crow family, highly intelligent, and they will take as many acorns as they can find and then hide them in different places. And I think there's been, you know, experiments done, and jays can remember where they've hidden thousands of acorns. So, you know, they'll keep coming, taking the acorns and then hiding them somewhere where no other birds or animals can find them. There's been a squirrel, grey squirrel, coming as well, so that's been used eating some of the acorns. So I've got a few pictures. You know, I know it's grey squirrel, but you know, in the south we don't get red squirrels now. We've only got the greys. They're an invasive species, imported from America, but you know, they're still quite nice. I know some people absolutely hate grey squirrels, but you know, they look okay. It's not their fault they're here, is it? You know, we introduced the grey squirrels. They didn't come over by boat, you know, of their own accord. So I still quite like them, even though the reds are nicer. So yeah, nothing there at the moment. I think I can safely have my tea and my Grace bar, and I'll see you soon, guys. Well, that's just about it. I've had a marvellous day today. I've got the jay pictures, or got pictures of jays, which was great. I've also got images of Great Spotted Woodpecker, and then lots of smaller woodland birds. Now I've got some a little bit of video footage at the woodpecker as well, so I'll put that on the end of this vlog. Didn't get any video footage of the jays because, as I said earlier, they just come straight in, literally for a split second or two, and then they're out again. So they come into the feeding station, grab an acorn, and they're straight out. So I didn't get a chance to get any video footage. Maybe that's something I can do in the future perhaps, but all said and done, I've got the jays, I've got the stills, and I'm really pleased with that. And to be honest, even if I hadn't got any pictures today, just to be out, you know, listening to the wildlife, watching nature, it's a really nice experience, a great thing to do, I think. But to get my pictures of jays, icing on the cake, so that's great. So all that sort of remains for me to do now really is for me to have a cup of tea and a couple of squares of 90% cocoa chocolate. So I find that's a really nice way to round the day off. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed it, if you can press the like button, that will be great. The more thumbs ups or likes I get, that always helps my channel. And if you haven't considered subscribing, if you haven't already subscribed, if you can consider subscribing, that would be great. More the merrier, really. And then last but not least, if you've got any comments about this video or about wildlife photography in general, please drop them in the comments section below. So I hope, as I say, you've enjoyed this. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you on my next video. So bye for now, guys.